Thanks to patrons like Jen, I'm able to continue making videos for you. I'm going to start off by doing something a little bit different than normal. I'm going to read to you a poem, but like all artsy and junk. I met a traveler from an antique land who said, "Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed." And on the pedestal these words appear: "My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair." Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal work, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. This poem, called Ozymandias, was written almost 100 years ago by the poet Percy Shelley, and there's a ton of different things that you could discuss about it, but for the sake of time, we're going to focus on two. So first, one of the central themes. A traveler comes across this desecrated statue being forgotten in the dusts of history. There's this great juxtaposition between that and this plaque that reads out the greatness of this king that is obviously not true any longer. There's this idea that the situation that we currently find ourselves in is permanent. The political reality we find ourselves in, an oppressive relationship, and just general life. I don't say this to minimize those realities. Trust me, I've been there. It feels like it's gonna last forever. But that's what's so resonant and honestly terrifying about this poem. Societies have fallen constantly in history. There was a time where England proclaimed that the sun never set on its empire. The Romans thought that they were ordained by God. And the Mongols, well, the Mongols were the Mongols. But I mean, are they around anymore? They thought they were great, but every society has had to bend the knee to that foul temptress, peak TV. Wait, no, sorry, history. And Shelley is using this poem to comment that as great as Ozymandias was, and I use great in the sense that he was a great and terrible person, as great as Ozymandias was, nobody remembers him anymore. And even if they did, they're certainly not fearful of him. Nothing is permanent, and that's partly what the poem is trying to get at. We need to be okay with the fact that as great as stuff as we try and do, we're probably all going to be forgotten. That's a scary thing to say out loud. So I said that there was going to be two things, and the second is the meta-narrative of this poem. So what if I told you that this was actually written in competition with another poet? It's true, Horace Smith competed against Percy Shelley to see who could write the better poem off of the same subject matter. And before this video, who knew Horace Smith? Alright, every one of you who just raised their hands are liars. I'm sure he was lovely, made a great scone. Maybe. I don't know. I literally found out about this guy like 2 weeks ago when I started doing research. Not only that, but unless you're an English major like I am, or just a lover of the Romantic period of literature, it's doubtful that you've heard of Percy Shelley either. You've probably, though, heard about his wife, Mary Shelley. Oh snap, he drops the Frankenstein! That's me being street. So, in two different ways, Percy Shelley's poem has become prophetic. Horace Smith has been forgotten to the dusts of time. And sure, the poem has been referenced in TV shows like Breaking Bad or in comics like Watchmen, but Percy Shelley is not on the lips of every person. Mary Shelley has a better chance of doing that than he does. So in this weird way, if it already hasn't, Ozymandias will outlive Percy Shelley. So what are we to take from this besides poems are boring? Hopefully that's not it. For me, it's that we need to focus on things that matter to us, but not worry so much about our legacy. I too often have stressed out about my legacy and worried about what I'm going to be remembered for. I think it's best not to be so adamant on people looking and despairing at my great works, and just be grateful that people want to engage with my work at all by liking, commenting, and subscribing. I ruined the moment, didn't I? Thanks for watching. My name is Kyle. I upload videos every Monday and Thursday. I also have a Patreon that I mentioned at the very beginning, so if you want to see cool stuff and behind the scenes things, consider supporting me over there as well. Have you despaired yet? Have you despaired?